Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, ninafuraha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King's Soul. Ladies and gentlemen, got quite a few topics that I want us to engage on today. Let's start with this issue of ghost employees. Me and you sitting at home, how difficult do we think it is for government to identify these people that they are paying a lot of money that don't exist physically, but they are on the system? About 230 people that are paid in the Department of Health in Gauteng. The Department of Health, where people are unemployed, doctors are unemployed, nurses are unemployed, sitting at home. There's 230 people that are paid there. And also now we've got a national dialogue that we must have. The president has got a list of people from sports to entertainment to doctors to experts and former this and former that, judges and all of those things to speak about the problems of South Africa. We need a national dialogue, yes, that is going to assist us as South Africa. If we can just talk about our problem as a nation, it's going to solve everything. And also, while it solves everything, the deputy president Paul Mashatile is traveling, spending about 8 million in 12 months on traveling fees. Really? That's what is happening? And the GNU itself cannot defend itself because they are spending about 200 million in the last 12 months. That's what they spend. We as normal citizens, tax-paying citizens are spending our money, paying our taxes so that these people can enjoy life. They can travel and stay in hotels where they are paying more than 300,000 per day. Just says. Okay, Usoni Mapaila. Sorry Msimanga, the chairperson of the DA in Gauteng, he said, Helen Gogozila has not submitted her name to be there in the runnings for the Joburg mayor for 2026 local elections. Well, Helen Zila does not care about that. What Solim Simanga does not understand is that Helen Zila is the ruler of the Democratic Alliance. They are the ones she's the one that controls everything they do. Whether she submitted the name or did not submit the name, if she wants to run for it, nobody in the DA is going to stop her. Not regionally, not provincially, not nationally. Nobody is going to stop Ugogozela. And I want to tell you guys about women in politics in the continent of Africa. Let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane, Hosis in Jiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. Lalelani, my African people, it's very important to understand that June 16 is coming. Remember, June 16 is a bunch of young African children who stood up against the apartheid regime and took to the streets to march against being taught in a language that is not theirs. And our ancestors were killed in 1976. Many fled the country after that because they were hunted down, and we have never heard from them ever since. The story of June 16, 1976 is a heartbreaking story. And as Paseta, we have adopted the slogan that says, they have marched, so we build. That is why we are going to build the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture with your help, ladies and gentlemen. Just a mere donation of 50 Rand is going to make a big difference. Please, in 2025, July 14th, Paseta is turning 1 year old, and we would love to finish phase 1 of our building project, which is supposed to take about 16 months, 12 to 16 months. We would want to start with it, and we would like to show you something before the end of the year. So please, if you can assist us with 150, 200 Rand, 200,000, 2 million, whatever money that you've got, we will really appreciate it. Bantu Benkosi. Thank you so much for everyone who has contributed so far in this dream. Remember, they marched so that we can build. They did not march so that we can have a national dialogue. Anyways, before I jump into the topics of today, I wonder if you guys know the president of Namibia, let me say, Dr. Nandi, Nandi Ndaitwah. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the same name wrong. She's the president of Namibia. She's a very experienced politician there in Namibia. She's a veteran, veteran diplomat who was the minister of foreign affairs there in Namibia. So from 2012 up until 2024, that's a long time to be a minister of foreign affairs. So, from 2012 up until 2024, that's crazy. That's a lot of experience there, and she's trying to tackle the unemployment rate. The problem in Namibia, they've got the same problem where unemployment is at high numbers in Namibia, and she says she will create about 500,000 jobs because the unemployment is 44%, and she's trying to push for national unity because the electoral results were disputed when she took presidency. Many people said it was not fair that SWAPO won again. But anyway, as the first woman president of Namibia, I wonder if you guys know other female presidents or acting presidents in Africa. So I just wanted to give you a small background. In 1993, we had in Burundi, we had an acting president, Ukininji. Miss Kininji was acting in 1993, ladies and gentlemen, from February up until October. I'm just giving you guys this African history so that you guys can know a little bit more, because some of these things I also myself did not know. Mama Ivy in South Africa acted in 2005. This was when both President Thabo Mbeki and the Deputy President were out of the country, and she acted there in September. That's something that is nice to know. And Mama Ellen Johnson, I think this was the fully fledged president, female president of Liberia, first female president, if we can put it like that, because she served from a term of 2006 to 2018. And then we have Mama Francine Rose, who was the interim president of Gabon, and she was an interim president from June 2009 to October 2009. And also we have Agnes Monique, who was the acting president in Mauritius there in July, from March to July 2012, and again from May to June in 2015. Joyce was the Malawian president in 2012 up until 2014. You guys, did you know all of these ladies? It's very interesting. We have Samba, or Mama Samba, who was an acting president of the Central African Republic. This is very interesting, guys. This was in 2014 to 2016. She acted quite a long time there for 2 years. And then who we have here? I've got Amina, who was the president of Mauritius. This was from 2015 to 2018. Very interesting, guys, that we have so many women who played such a pivotal role in our continent, and we don't celebrate these women. What is this queen's name from Ethiopia? Sahle Wek Zedwe. I know. Let me not slaughter the president. My president, please forgive me. She was the president from 2018 to present. And And of course, you have Hassan, who is the president of Tanzania. I'll put a picture of her. Just sharing some of that knowledge there. Speaking about Namibia, there's a young man in Namibia, 19-year-old student from Namibia, who created the first SIM-free phone that works without any network. Hey, guys, it's funny because in Africa, we always have these people that are creating things that are crazy. Petrol Shikumbuzo there in Maxwell Shikumbuzo in Zimbabwe, car that operates with no battery, with no fuel, with no nothing, that uses a radio frequency just to drive TVs that are not connected to a power source. And we've got so many in Africa, and we never see where these creative innovations get to, because they get stopped. They literally get stopped. Anyway, let me jump into the business of the day. Guys, can you believe that there's about 330 workers from the Department of Health in Gauteng, where people are jobless, walking around in the streets, submitting CVs up and down and not getting job, and these people are being paid, and when the auditor is auditing these people, they cannot account, or auditing this department, they cannot account. Now you tell me, what is wrong with this GNU that we have? Because the GNU looks like it's good with identifying problems, but they are not good in solving them at all. We have a huge problem. How difficult is it with government departments to do internal audit and external auditors to come and physically count and mark everyone who works for the department? I wonder how difficult it is. You guys know I work for the Department of Agriculture, and I'm in the asset unit. So in the asset unit, it means that I know every chair, every cow, every sheep, every all the kettles, all the tables, all the laptops, all external hard drives, cameras, drones, count whatever is an asset that was bought for the department have passed in my arm sometime in my journey of working for the department. So why is it that they can't do the same with the workers? What is so difficult in counting everyone who's worked? Every year, they need to count us. There needs to be a form that you sign every year to renew your PRESAL number as a government employee. Every year, we need to meet, all of us, and sign in our respective departments, in our respective units, in our respective programs. I don't understand why is it that millions of rands has been spent in South Africa, and this problem has been ongoing for years. For years, the ANC has not been able to solve this problem. Who is these corrupt people that are getting paid for sitting at home? Who are these people? I don't know. Give us a solution on the comment section. Let me get into the national dialogue that the president is saying that we are going to have. First of all, okay, let me say this with a serious face, because I'm serious. Because I saw the list of the people that are going to be participating in this dialogue. There's no podcasters there. If there was one podcaster that I would choose right now to form part of this national dialogue, is Dr. Sizwe Mpofu-Walsh. I don't know. Not truly for Pan-Africanists, for us who are Pan-Africanists, but a very patriotic South African. You cannot fault him in any way, shape, or form. Why is it that they are, Usia Kolisi is there, and we don't, guys, no. The podcast world, Newstream Media, is the 10th program in a 10th province in South Africa. No matter what platform they are going to shoot this national dialogue from, us podcasters are going to be the one who will be breaking it down and bringing it to chunkable and understandable pieces to the public. We need podcasters there. Yeah? There is so many good podcasters that can be on there, make arguments and make, even though it's not going to help. There's no problem that is going to be brought there that is going to shock us. We know there's unemployment in our country. We know artists are not getting paid what they need to get paid. We know soccer stars are complaining about insurance and work work security and all of that stuff. We know doctors and nurses and teachers are complaining about the working environment. We know that people are corrupt. We know the tender system is not working. We know everything. That's all these people are going to debate there. And me and you are going to pay for that. We're going to pay for it. Of course, we're going to pay for it because we've got a president that loves talking. When I saw Cyril Ramaphosa's face, I was like, oh my God, not again. Not again. This man does not take us serious. And it is that Thabo Mbeki that wanted this national dialogue. He's the first one to suggest it. We need a national dialogue. What national dialogue we need? So all of these panels that are there, we vote for politicians to go and represent us in parliament, but then we then have another group of set of people that are voted and selected by God who knows who are going to speak on behalf of all of us as Africans. Did the sports people select Usia Kolisi? Who selected him? Former Banyana coach, former this, John Kane, the actor, all of these people. Who selected these people? You don't even have King said so. They are under my throne. No, guys, continue with your dialogues. I don't know. I just feel, if anything, because we as podcasters are doing such a great work in spreading the word here in Africa at large. I was hoping that maybe one of us would be there, and I would say Dr. Sizwe Mpofu-Walsh deserves to be there. But anyways, that's just my thought. Speaking about us paying for things, we are paying for these trips of Paul Mashatile spending 8 million in 12 months for traveling fees. And he's the deputy president. They are spending too much money. The GNU itself has spent about 200 million rand on traveling fees and accommodation. Okay, my question is, why is it that I get a job, I must get myself to work? I must make sure that my house has got a security so that people don't break into my house anytime they want. Why is it that I must pay for my accommodation? I must make sure that I've got a place that I can stay for my children. My children, I must pay for their school fees. The transportation of my children from home to school, I must make sure that that is covered. Why is it that we elect politicians and then after we pay for them to be corrupt? Why is it that me and you have to pay an electricity bill and they don't have to? We have to suffer load shedding and they don't have to. Petrol, do you know how much we are spending on petrol every day? They're not spending a cent. They've got blue lights. We are paying for it. No, this is wrong, guys. This is wrong. That's why we respect people like Captain Ibrahim Traore, who said, I'm not buying a new car. I don't need a new car. We are cutting. Why are you guys, government officials, sleeping in 5-star hotels? Captain Ibrahim Traore said, no, you guys never. Before traveling, you must tell us why you're traveling and with who are you traveling. So this issue of Paul, don't be distracted because it is an attack on him to try and not make him rise up. Remember, we are getting closer to the elective conference in 2027 for the ANC. So Paul is one of those people. We're gonna start seeing stories, him with girls, him with alcohol, him with questionable decisions and all of those things to try and make him the lesser attractive candidate for running for the ANC presidency. That's what is going to happen here. This is not an issue with the traveling cost and everything. I'm sure the president spends double if not triple that. They're spending more. I'm sure there's ministers that can compete with our deputy president. So that's all I'm going to say on that regard. I'm so happy to see Solly Msimanga live on TV trying to downplay the fact that Gogozil is the only candidate from the DA who has publicly announced that, listen, I want to fix Johannesburg. Imagine Gogozil fixing Johannesburg. And for her fixing Johannesburg is her saying, in the current pool of leadership in Gauteng from the Democratic Alliance, nobody is good enough. About 30 names were submitted, ladies and gentlemen. 30 names from the Democratic Alliance, and also some of them coming from civil society, and who are coming and saying, listen, let me put my head, I've got the experience, whatever. They're wasting their time. Whoever that is, they're wasting their time. So I'm guessing that there isn't anyone white that has submitted their name there, or there's few credible whites that are there. That is why Helen Zille is trying to outshine them at the age of 76 years old, whatever age she is, trying to come back and run Johannesburg. Apparently, she fixed Cape Town, so now she thinks she can fix Denyo. If you know how much our people suffer in Cape Town, when I say our people, I will say coloreds and our African brothers suffer in Cape Town. You want to tell me that Gogozil can fix that mess in Gauteng, in Johannesburg? Never. It's not going to happen. So Usoli does not understand that what the boss wants, the boss gets. Usoli can make noise as much as he wants. The due date is still coming. Helen Zille has not submitted her name yet. She will submit it at the last hour, at the last minute, and she will be considered. And if she's considered, some dunderheads of African people will vote for her. But luckily, we know that the DA cannot win there in Johannesburg. So I'd rather have another 35 million years of ANC than to have the DA in power in Gauteng. I don't stay in Gauteng, I'm in the Northern Cape. So I'd rather have the ANC come again than have a DA. Never. But you tell me what you think about that. Guys, Operation Tudula, this was not part of my topic, I'm just remembering it. Operation Tudula has been taken to court since 2023 by the several organizations, including the human rights organizations commission, taking Operation Tudula, that they are abusing their citizens' rights by discriminating and having acts of xenophobia amongst our African people. And Operation Tudula has not submitted a credible response to the claims that were made against them. They are sitting there acting as if they don't know that this case was going to come as this week. That's the funny thing. I'm like, and I've said it so many times, I'm like, where do we draw the lines as citizens in playing police? I know the frustrations is because our police simply don't do their work. But where do we as citizens draw the line? Because I saw the other time, I saw many videos where Operation Tudula was going from Mkuku to Mkuku, telling people, everyone, take out your IDs, take out your passport, take out, who are you, where are you from? And this person says, no, I'm from Limpopo. They say, where in Limpopo? He explains, but Kulumi Zulu. And he said, no, I'm going to Kulumi Zulu, and Kulumi Zulu like so. And you know, Pedi people, Venda, and even some Tonga people can't speak proper Zulu, depending on where they grew up. And that person, they say, you can't, there's no South African that speaks Zulu like you. So they were threatening to kill. It was an old woman, actually, threatening to unalive her. And I was like, but where do you guys draw the line? If you are angry at drug dealers and whatever, catch these people in the act and call the police. Make sure the police are always involved. But you cannot take the law in your own hands as a community. How many times have we seen innocent people die? How many times? I know we are frustrated with these issues, but our frustration is not actually with our foreign brothers. Our frustration is with our law enforcers who are being bought, our law enforcers who simply don't do their job. That's the problems that we have in South Africa. The problem in South Africa is our law enforcers. That's why we have this situation in our communities where it looks like a wild west. No law, no nothing. Everyone does as they please. Every province, every township in South Africa, we have that problem. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on this issue of Operation Dudula and see what is gonna happen with all of this civil rights operation. And these civil rights movements and organizations, they are not there in the township when our children get unalived by eating contaminated food and everything. They are not there. They don't see our rights. They can protect other people's rights, but they can not protect South African citizens' rights. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Let me close again with a reminder that I remind you guys every day. This national dialogue, all of these headlines that I gave you guys today, the president or deputy president spending a lot of money and everything, is just to distract you guys. I'm telling you guys every day, we are distracting you guys so that you don't do anything productive. We are trying with Paseta, but the minds of our African people are so distracted and so preoccupied with things that are not important. So I'm warning you guys every day when you come to the podcast. That's why some of us stopped DSTV and everything. We came here on YouTube because on YouTube you can select the content that you want to watch, not being controlled by the remote, going from one channel to another channel, watching things that damage your mind as an African child. It's pure distraction. We are distracting you guys with this information. The mainstream media is distracting us with this information. That's why you come here in the podcast where we can break it down properly so that you can see through the bullshit that they are feeding us as customers and as viewers. It's pure distraction. Build something where you are. I'm repeating this every week. Build something where you are that is going to last and assist your community. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.